Hi everybody, nice to have you here. So the sun is up and start to become plus degrees here in Lithuania, and that means that spring is soon coming. So everybody who grow food and everybody who plant something or work with farming and so on know that first nothing happens, nothing, and then spring everything comes at the same time in very high speed. So we really have to plan everything. So that is the conventional way, because we work with annuals, yes, 1 year plants, and they have these cycles. So it's very stressful, and yeah, we don't have time for it. First we sit and do nothing, and then everything comes, and we don't have the time. So we skip farming, we skip planting and so on, because it's too much work. So we do other things. We work in an office and earn money and buy food instead. And we skip planting and so on, because yeah, we cannot put that amount of time in when it's needed. If we had spread out it over the whole year, like say we do a half an hour every day or something, then it's no problem. But this is not how nature works. Or is it? Well, here's the plan. This is why you want to build a food forest instead, because this is not, there's not so much annuals. There are, but there are more perennials. Like this little lady here. It's a walnut tree. Yes, it will be much bigger one day. So if you focus on building a food forest and you have perennials, they have their own life. You don't need to put seed in the windows. You don't need to cultivate. You don't need. It's always there, and they take care of themselves. Seed falls down and new trees and new bushes and new vegetables comes up, and it just goes. So what your job is to just go out and pick it and check it. So for example, perennial vegetables, kale and so on, they are really good, because these are the first plants that come in spring. So suddenly you have food. If you only work like conventional, you want to plant things and so on, new every year, salad and so on, then you have to plant sometimes in mass, and then you eat it 2-3 months later, and then you have food in the summer, and suddenly in the winter you have nothing, if you not store it and preserve it correctly. But if you work with perennials, then you more or less have food the whole year around. It's not that you cannot have all this normal stuff. You can if you have the time, but you have the backup. You have the backup. You have the fruits. You have the trees. You have this other plants that growing, and many of them are actually growing, not growing, but they are surviving the whole winter. So you can pick from it the whole winter. Of course, you have less food in the winter time than in summertime up here in the north. But that's just because we have not built this system. So there's a lot of interest nowadays, or not big, but it comes more and more, like people like me who really wants to build food forests and want to create this system that you have food all year round, but not by manipulate normal vegetables and so on so they survive in a greenhouse and so on. No, you want to build a system up here that actually works. And some would say, oh, it doesn't work, you are stupid, you are naive. Well, in one way I am, because very few people have done it. So in this case we are all new beginners, but now more and more people come up and say, yeah, but I have system, I have plants, I have all this, no problem for me. And I will talk about these guys and their systems in the future. maybe when we have meetings here and so on, we come into this how you practically do it. But they are all there. The plants are there. We should just work with them, and not only work with the normal vegetables and things that we used to work with. So this will be more and more trendy. It's already a little bit starting to be a trend, and I'm going to be part of that and talk about that, because why have this stress? It's not that you can't have your favorites, but you do them, but they don't take so much time if it's not all of your food, because when you have perennials, everything comes a little bit different. So I will just say apples. Apple tree. I have a lot of apple tree out here. Not many, but yes, many. So you have apple that taste different, of course. So this we want. But we also have apples that comes at a different time. So some we call is early, so they are finished earlier and mature earlier. And then we have in the other end of this, because we have apples all the way between this, we have the winter apples that you can see hanging on the trees in January, February, and they haven't fallen off, and you can go and pick. Of course, you have to struggle a little bit with that, because you have other friends that also who wants to eat these apples, and they fall down and so on. So we have everything, and this is with many things that it is like this. So I think we should more investigate in perennials and change our diet. Yes, we don't need to eat banana every day, and change the salad for one of the other 3,000 to 6,000 varieties of things we can eat that is like salad and healthier. So this is my idea for today. Building food forests, more perennials, so we don't need this stress in spring. Have a nice day.